going to do a video today, and a lot of what I'm getting at the moment is around creation and using your energy in a positive way. And this is part of like the ascension and moving into sort of like light bodies and higher frequencies. We keep talking about the third and fourth and fifth dimension and moving through sort of different realities and using your consciousness in a way that you start to co-create within your life. All of this, again, like I said, is connected to frequency and vibration. A lot of it is around sort of like really sort of opening up your energy to and how it's been sort of like shown and explained to me is a lot of the time we use the mind, and the mind is a tool, but it's something that's quite limited. So I'm being sort of like directed more and more to open my energy from source. And what's meant by this is how I feel source and how I feel source energy when I connect to it is I connect to a vibration or a frequency, and it's sort of like it's within my heart center. And when I go to source, or I go to that energy, it's like I create here first. I feel the vibration and I feel the energy, and then it shifts through me and it comes up into my third eye, and then it comes out. So this is like you're creating from source, which is within, which is this energy of being connected, this co-creative sort of like source, this spark, this essence that's in you. And what you do is you take that energy and that vibration and you sit in it. And then what you do is you sit in that source energy and you feel it, and you feel the vibration and the frequency raise within your own energy field. And then as you start to feel the energy, then you actually then start to vision from your heart, sending it, and then it goes up through your crown, through your third eye. It also goes up through your crown because it's opening up your energy field to allow the energy to start to come out. But we need to come from this center, this source. Source energy is a very, very important aspect of spirituality and spiritual development and growth. And when you can start to really sort of like sit in that source energy, and what it feels like is when you're in it, you're in this infinite space, you're in the infinite creative space that has no bounds and that has no limitations. And what it does is when you sit in that vibration, it harmonizes with your energy field, and it puts you in touch with this divine force, this divine will. And again, this connects to like the ascended masters of Almora, which is this divine will. And again, I talk about this threefold flame, which is part of which is to do with the divine power, which is connected to like source energy and the creative like blueprint that we've all got, this spark, this energy that's in us. And then it creates to the next one, which is love, which is about harmony, balance, union. But it also connects to the universal love, universal law of oneness, which is again connects to source energy. The universal law of oneness is a really important law, because it says that we're all connected and we all have this source energy in us, so we're all creative beings. As I connect into this energy, I feel like there's angelic presence behind me because I can feel these angel wings. As I start to talk about this, I feel my energy frequency and my energy field open up, and then these energies step closer because I'm starting to vibrate on that frequency. And this is what happens with this kind of ascension and this shifting, especially related to like fifth dimensional reality. So fifth dimensional reality is source reality. It is connected to this kind of spiritual realms and spiritual realities. And we all have the ability to vibrate on this level, but we just have to shift our energy. And it's a daily practice. It's not something that you just awaken to. You've got to practice it. You've got to bring it into your life. And it's about sort of like, see, source energy is very much around the highest outcome. And I keep talking about this sense of like collective, the I and the we. And I like to define it like that because the I is very singular. When we're creating from a purpose of we're looking to draw with the universal law of attraction, where we're just trying to draw stuff to ourselves, but only thinking about ourselves, and that's the very singular collective, and that's the I collective. And that's not how source energy works. Source energy and beings and teachers work on the collective level, They work on a collective level because they know the planet's connected to you, you're connected to the planet, your energy is here to shift and change the frequency of the planet. And it's not just for you, it's for all beings, because this is a universal law of oneness. And this is the kind of shift that's going on at the moment. The alignment of the planets is bringing new frequencies, new energies down. As we start to connect to those, we start to move through and shift and dissolve these blockages. But we're also starting to dissolve this third dimensional reality that a lot of us are still in. You know, you look at political systems, you look at the chaos of the world, you look at the wars that are going on. All of that is about power, but using energy and power in the wrong way. It's very much around sort of using a human will and trying to sort of like um, impart that or on others, and trying to, and that's not source. Source is about very much around a universal collective, where source energy and the divine will is about trying to bring forth the highest expression of self, and creative self, you know, creating this kind of reality. But it's about, it should be always about for the highest outcomes for all. So we have to very much live like that. If we want to move these through these frequencies and ascend and move up to these higher energies, we have to live like that. And we have done in many spiritual civilizations before, in many different sort of like Lemuria and Atlantis. Very much we sort of like connect to those kind of civilizations. We still have that spark, that essence in us. We knew that we used to materialize and create energy, and we used to be able to sort of like connect to each other in a way, and see those imbalances. We were very sort of psychic in that way, but we're also very telepathic. We would send energy to each other as well. So, and we're starting to sort of like regain those kind of abilities again. And as the shifting's coming, that's what's coming for many of us. But yeah, it's really important that we create from source. So you need to start in your heart center, and you need to move your energy up and down, and start to really sort of like be able to expand your consciousness and expand your energy frequency. And it's all vibration. The higher the vibration, and the higher the sort of like connection to that source energy and creative energy from, and you raise that vibration, the quicker things manifest. But the quicker that you also attract things to you, which is the universal law of attraction again. As I start to connect into this, my crown chakra, not my crown chakra, my third eye starts to really open up, and it's starting to feel this light, this bright, luminous light start to really sort of move through it. So you start, like I said, in this source energy, which is your heart. You start in that center. You let that energy build and grow, and as it starts to grow, then the vibration starts to increase, and your energy frequency increases in your body, in your energy body. And this is what people talk about with like light bodies as well. Light bodies are high frequency. It allows us to be on a high frequency, and this also allows us then to start to dissolve the more physicality of our energy, and the third dimension, which is what we're trying to shed. It's like a skin. It's like the third dimension is a level of consciousness, and as we start to move through this and we start to open up, and start to really start to live spiritually, when we start living in a more spiritual way, and we start living in a more conscious way, and we look at things from the collective perspective, we start to shift to that fourth dimension where we live in a more spiritual reality. We start to realize we're bodies of light, we're bodies of energy, and we got this creative spark that we can start to use to lift and shift. And we know that all sort of like physical sort of reality, like walls and stuff like that, are all energy. So there's no bounds, there's no limitations. We start to realize that our consciousness has no bounds, has no limitations. And then once we start to do that, we start to connect again to this source energy, which has no limitation. It's a creative force that is used to support the growth of all souls on the planet, of all beings on the planet. You know, we connect to trees, we connect to energies, we connect to the earth, and we start to realize that we're a being. We vibrate like that. We vibrate in union, we vibrate in harmony. So very important Like I was saying before, this threefold flame is very much around sort of like colours as well. It's like blue, pink, and yellow. And the blue is again to do with power, which is to do with this divine source, this divine energy that we've all got. The pink is to do with harmony, frequency, the universal law of oneness, and then the yellow is very much around illumination. Again, it's about that energy, that light that we can hold these light frequencies, and through that we start to open up to our source energy, and we start to open up to that infinite knowledge, that infinite source, and we start to realize that we can apply that. This is what this time's about. As I start to really connect into it, I really feel this sense of this real presence, this real energy. And then when I'm in source energy, whatever comes on the outer world, I can dissolve. I can dissolve, and I can move through it. I don't need to be connected to the outer world. The outer world, it should be a direct reflection of my inner world, which is the universal law of correspondence. Correspondence works on what you create in is what creates your outer reality. So they're not disconnected, but that source energy is where you create this higher frequency and this higher energy. But also going there, there's another universal law called inspired action, where you go in and it connects, to your source energy, but it connects to this sense of intuition, this higher knowing, this higher wisdom. And this time is very much around that, and we are supposed to be open in our hearts. So I start to connect into this. I feel the energy flow into my heart center, which is my source center. It flows in, and it sits there, and it vibrates this beautiful golden light, this beautiful golden sort of warmth. My energy, I feel very peaceful. I feel very in harmony. I feel very in tune, and it's all very much around that time at the moment, and we need to remain in that. So if something comes that I don't know, any kind of event or any kind of situation or relationship that knocks your vibration or lowers your vibration, go into that source energy, go within, and try and dissolve it, but just to try and dissolve with the best outcome. You should never really try and dissolve any kind of situation or any kind of event if it's going to have an intention of hurting somebody else or someone else. This is the kind of thing we need to be looking at: love, compassion, empathy for others, because that's the higher vibrations. They hold the higher vibrations of the human soul and of the spirit, and this is what this time's about. A beautiful pink light as I start to talk about this, so I know there's harmony, there's balance, there's union, there's love, all these things that we need at the moment. But there's also this beautiful orange light as I start to talk, the orangey peachy light, and I feel this is very much connected to like the compassion for all beings and the planet as I start to connect into it. So I know these kind of feelings I'm getting are very, very symbolic. I see a lot of colours in my mind's eye, and they sit with me. The three colours I just spoke about, blue, pink and yellow, are with me a lot of the time. They connect also to Archangel Michael, who brings this infinite knowledge and this infinite wisdom at this time. His blue sort of like flame helps to dissolve things, it helps us to ascend, it helps us to remove blockages and barriers. He brings protection, he brings support. This energy brings support. And again, yellow is very much around creativity, illumination. It brings this illumination of the soul, it brings this creative spark. And I keep saying this pink is very much around union, harmony, balance. White comes in as well, so I know that we're moving into this higher awareness, this higher frequency. It brings purification, it brings higher light frequencies, higher understanding. It's also the master healer, so it comes in, this white energy comes in to clear and cleanse your soul. It's very much connects to the light vibrations of like the crystal selenite, which is brilliant to sort of connect and to sort of like help to sort of really sort of like balance your aura and your colours. Your aura is a reflection of your universal light. You want those luminous colours, you want those bright colours in your aura, because your aura, when it's at that kind of level, it's open to those high frequencies. And again, This is where we start to really connect to the universal teachers and the Great White Brotherhood, which are universal teachers that are here right at the moment, and they're working on these ethereal levels, these higher frequencies, like the fifth and sixth dimension, that are working on this planet at the moment. You've got other things where people are talking about, like Telos, which is like a community in Mount Shasta, and then they're talking about Shambhala, which happens like that exists on the sixth and seventh dimensional reality. We're still connected to these realities, but we cannot connect to them until we truly open our energy fields and open our hearts and our energies to these higher consciousness, higher frequencies, and realize the outer world is only a reflection of your inner world, and actually you as a creative being with creative spark can create your own reality. It's about manifestation. It's about that law of attraction, that you will attract it through into your life when you start to really open up and start to flow with the universe. So the real sort of like mission at the moment is to connect to that source energy, that get on those frequencies of light and energy, that we start to bring them into our lives all the time. And it's dissolve things, remain gentle with yourself, love yourself, but love others as well. There's so much going on with it at the moment. These energy frequencies are so high, and you'll feel them. You'll feel the shift in art. The sensitivity that I have at the moment is so high. It's like I feel that instant. The instant my energy drops and my vibration drops, I feel it, and I know that there's an intuition that I need to shift and change that. But I also know I have the ability to do it, and that's the key thing. Is knowing that you have the ability to change it. You're not waiting for something to happen. You actually are a creative being, and you just create your reality. If you let go and surrender and sort of move through things, then you become back into flow. You become back into source. And this time's very much around that. It's about speaking with, speaking in truth, speaking being very transparent about your energies and who you are, but also creating. Use a lot of your go into source and just send that energy out, because the planet needs it. We all need it. And when you start to do that, you'll be surprised about the amount of sort of like situations or events or synchronicities that will start to happen, because it happens all the time. You start to see the flow of the universe, and this time's very much around that. But it's very much around shifting from that third dimension. We very much need to dissolve that. When you watch the news, how do you feel? When I watch the news, I feel depressed. I feel down. It's because it's like when you watch the news, it's like bah bah bah. It's all that third dimensional sort of, there's no energy. You've got no money. The world's in a chaotic state, and it's like it keeps us there. Don't attract or don't attach to that energy. Don't attach to that vibration. Take time. Go out in nature. Spend time, like in the inspired action universal law, where you sit there and you meditate, you sit in your energy, raise your vibration, dissolve all of those kind of those frequencies, because they stick to you like mud as you walk through. You need to dissolve it, but know that you can do that at any moment, because you have that source energy, that creative spark in you. So today is really about just lifting your vibration, lifting your frequency. The universal law of vibration is so important, but you can lift that vibration easily in an instant. Just go into source and shift it, dissolve it in an instant. Imagine light. Imagine this light flowing into your heart. Imagine this light flowing into your energy, into your frequency. And if you take that time to create that sacred space, you'll be surprised how quickly you move through something, how quickly you dissolve it. Because you can dissolve anything. It's just a case of you doing it, just taking that time for that practice. So that's the insight for today.